changed it 4 times already. That's great. That's why it's a fun game. I'm stuck on one guy, though, so I'll see if I'll move off him.
This is the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
It'll be a game time decision.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa. Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet World, West Alabama. How we doing today on a Tuesday? It's the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral, BamaCentral.com. You're watching us on the BamaCentral YouTube channel, listening to us on your favorite podcast platform, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon. The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral can be found on whatever you're listening to on your podcast platform. Subscribe, rate, review the show, send the show to your friends. A lot of you have been doing that. I really, really appreciate it as we close down the month of October. Best month ever, big birthday month, so it's going to be great. I know November is Mason's birthday month. Even if it's not, you guys want to make sure that you subscribe in November for Mason to send him all your happy birthdays. We're live at the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. I've been up and at 'em early this morning. I was writing the BamaCentral cover this morning, so I am fired up and ready to go in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. I hope you're doing well. You can send your comments at Joe Gaither6, at MA_Woods_ at BamaCentral. You can call us on the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800. If you have any comments on the South Carolina game, you want to start talking about LSU, you want to chime in on the game we're going to play today. We're going to play a game towards the end of the show, but we're going to have a lot of fun right here on a Tuesday. We thank Derek Daniel for sponsoring the program. Call him for all your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. Like a good neighbor, Derek Daniel is there. I know he was up late last night watching the World Series game. Freddie Freeman walking it off in the 18th inning.
I very blissfully was not even aware that was happening.
I was asleep.
One of my good friends put it very perfectly this morning in our little group text. We were talking about it, and he said, it's a bad sign when people are complaining that more of that sport was played. That's how you know it's a bad sport. That is all I saw this morning when I got up on Twitter was people complaining about how long that game was. I would never complain about free football.
Exactly. So we watched game 1 on Friday at the sports bar we were at in Augusta, pit stopping for Columbia. But here, funny thing, we worked, we watched the game, yeah. we do the South Carolina game, we worked through the night. We get back to the hotel. Hunter writes the cover for Sunday, so he's up working, and I'm going straight to sleep, right? The next morning, we wake up, and Hunter goes, was there a World Series game played last night?
That's a perfect summation. And, Hunter likes baseball, doesn't he?
Hunter likes all sports.
Yeah, Hunter is not an active baseball hater like I am.
Exactly.
He didn't even know it was happening. It's such a bad sign.
Exactly. And so we're leaving the hotel, and we get into the car, and Hunter goes, Katie, there was a World Series game that played last night. And we're, okay. So I guess last night was game 3. And I woke up to Freddie Freeman's big old bomb shot to get, I guess the Dodgers are now up 2-1.
Okay.
So great. Awesome.
There'll be a gentleman's sweep, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. The Blue Jays got the first game, and now it's going to go 4-1. But we're not going to be here to talk about the baseball. That's all you're going to get right there. I just wanted to acknowledge Derek Daniel. He loves baseball. He's big Braves guy.
Look, I'm happy for the people that do love baseball because
his son's
those
good
people
at it.
Really they get a lot of joy out of it.
His son is dang good at it.
Probably makes it a little easier to enjoy.
I think he's 8th, 9th grade, right in that range right there. So and he's got a decent little arm, good little pitcher. So I think that he's got, we'll see what his future holds, but I think he's a good player, and I know that the Daniels love baseball. So if you want to call Derek and talk about the World Series, you can at 205-758-3391, but he would love to give you a home, life, or auto insurance quote. It won't take you very long. Just give him the VIN number on your car, and he'll show you how he can save you some money, give you better coverage, and save you some money. So that's what this is really all about. We'll also want to thank thank Strength Roofing and Siding for sponsoring the program. If you need to make sure that your roof is in good shape, call them at 205-858-9050. Zach Guffey and his crew will come out and check on your roof, whether it's a shingle roof, a metal roof. It doesn't matter. You need that peace of mind. Strength Roofing and Siding can give you that peace of mind. It's been nice and overcast the last 2 days. I know it rained most of Sunday, so you want to make sure that you're not having any leaks, especially as we get into the winter season and on ahead. You want to get ahead of it for the spring, because the spring gets kind of nasty in the southeast. We love it, but it does get, the weather gets a little funky. You want to make sure that you have proper roofing and siding. Call Strength Roofing and Siding at 205-858-9050. They'll come out, give you a free inspection. There's not even going to sell you a roof if you call them, but you need to call them, get your free inspection. That way you know, hey, my roof's got 5 years left on it. My roof's got 3 years left on it. Oh, they found a leak. I want to take care of this before my roof falls in on me while I'm watching football. So you want to call them today, 205-858-9050, for them to come give you their free inspection. We thank Strength Roofing and Siding. With all that, we want to say hello to Mason Woods. We missed you over the weekend. Welcome back. It's a Tuesday. How we doing, Mason? How was the weekend? What did Cam Ward say? Did he say you're bleeping? He said a lot of bleeps, and we want to go for it. Did you see this little clip I saw? Yes. Yeah, he said a lot of inappropriate words.
What are you bleeping doing? And now I'm blanking on the Bo. Yes, yeah. Why? What do you? Yeah.
How
things
did it
are
go?
not good in Nashville.
Okay,
things are bad. I will say
it's okay. We lost 2. Bears lost.
Cam Ward has looked moderately more competent over the last 2 weeks than he started the season, so maybe that's a positive to take away. But no, it's been pretty much all bad. Defense is terrible. You have no depth anywhere. You just sent off one of your best players on the team, Roger McCreary, which makes sense because anywhere else he's a pretty average starter, but he's one of the best players on the Titans. You didn't get a great return back for him, so I'm not stoked. Seems like the Titans are probably going to be shipping off a lot of good players because they aren't elite players and they're not really worth keeping when you're such a bad team right now. So maybe they'll just have a bevy of picks,
y'all played the Colts,
and they could go make some moves. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor. Not only did the Titans play Jonathan Taylor, I had to play against Jonathan Taylor in fantasy, and he hung 42 points on my head. So not a great Sunday for Mason. Saturday, however, was very fun.
Yeah, let's get into Saturday because Alabama won 29-22. We talked about it for 90 minutes with Theo yesterday. So if you missed yesterday's episode, you had a pretty in-depth breakdown from me about the offense, the defense, the special teams. We got into the atmosphere a little bit because Theo was at the game as well, sitting on the opposite side of us. He said the speakers were the loudest speakers he's heard in an away stadium. So Bryant-Denny Stadium, we want to ramp it up a little bit. It seems like there's room to raise the decibel level with the speakers.
Is there any limit? Like, let's just keep pushing it. I've never heard of any sort of governing body over the sounds within a football stadium. So just keep bumping the noise up.
He said he thought he was
out earplugs when people walk in.
That's what he said. He thought he wasn't going to make it. He said through the early part, I thought that it was going to be too loud and I was going to have too much of a headache.
I mean, it was loud even on the broadcast. It was very apparent that they were blaring the Sandstorm and that it was the fans were into it in Columbia.
Absolutely. So what'd you think? Alabama guts it out.
I think exactly that. This team has found, many different ways to win since that Florida State game. And this was just another testament to that. You played probably your worst game since then.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a whole lot of bright spots. Receivers that don't usually drop balls were dropping passes. Ty was missing some throws here and there. The offensive line couldn't block anybody. Defense couldn't really get the right pressure that you needed to slow Norris Sellers down. But you gutted it out. You figured out a way to win. You go down to 22-14 there in the last 5-6 minutes of the game, maybe even less than that.
10, right at 10. He scored with 10 minutes left.
And yeah, you go 2 unanswered there and you win the game. Now, that last unanswered or that last touchdown was maybe a little assisted by South Carolina making a bit of a judgment call there and trying to keep their only chance at winning alive, I guess. But yeah, great performance. A lot of people are going to talk about, Alabama's going to get their flowers for beating a terrible South Carolina team. It's not a terrible South Carolina team. It is still a talented South Carolina team that has played a gauntlet of a schedule. And they've been close in a lot of games. I was impressed. I think it was a gutsy win. I think it was a gutsy win over a tough team in a tough environment. And it furthers my belief in this Alabama team. I am not I was not upset after Saturday. I think it was, if you lose that game, yes, obviously you're upset, but you get the gutsy win, and I think that was huge.
One of the Alabama staff members, not a coach, but just a support staff member. We're finishing up with the players after the game, and they're kind of loading the bus. There was one more player talking, and Hunter's got his video camera, so I'm kind of back. Wanted to give him his space, right? It doesn't need to be all of us hovering over him. We're kind of just bantering, and he goes, "Man, that felt like one of those Saban wins. We had no business winning. We just found a way to win." I said, yeah, it was super impressive.
That's exactly right. Had no business winning that game, and you found a way to.
All right, so give me your offensive assessment here. You just kind of laid out Ty. You just kind of laid out dropping passes, but just take us through the offense as 300 some odd yards. I have it. Oh, here's my stat broadcast right there. 325 on the yardage, 253 passing, 72 rushing. 6 penalties, 52 yards, 17 total first downs. They ended up dominating the last quarter, really, to even up the time of possession, mostly 32 minutes for South Carolina, 27 for Alabama. Just what do you think from the Alabama offensive perspective? And I guess take us all the way through the struggles to the end of the game.
The struggles were pretty apparent early on. The speed rush continues to be Alabama's kryptonite. I don't think they can really do anything against that. You don't have anybody that can. It doesn't look like anybody on that offensive line can block a good speed rusher. Caden Proctor was just getting ran around on a lot of times by Dylan Stewart, by his safety blitzes, whatever it was, just completely not even touching guys on some reps. So that was disappointing, and it was pretty much like that across the whole offensive line. I mean, there was pressure all night. There was guys in Ty's face constantly. He had no real room to operate in the pocket for much of the evening. That being said, he still was not like great. This was like a C+ B- game for Ty Simpson for me. He missed some throws that I really felt like he should have hit. Especially, they took a lot more shots than I think we've seen this Alabama team, and that was something we had talked about maybe going into the game. And you didn't really connect on any of them from what I can remember.
1 of 9 for passes beyond 20 yards. I think is what it was.
It was not. Some of them probably could have been caught. Some of them maybe were decent balls, but for the most part, it was overthrows, or I'm underthrowing guys and letting the receiver or letting the defensive back kind of catch up and make a play. So that was a little disappointing. But like I said, still a solid performance from Ty. I think the offense realized early, we're not going to be able to run the ball, so we're going to have to put it in Ty's hands, and he's going to have to win this game. And he did do that. So I got to give him credit there. And, credit to Jeremy Bernard for stepping up in the last little bit like he did. He had a tough drop early in the game, I think. Uncharacteristic for him. Just a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes for the Alabama offense, I think, across the board.
Yeah, so take us all the way to the end of the game. You've got the touchdown to tie the game, not Ty Simpson, to tie the game.
That
Jeremy goes
2-point play was awesome.
Right. I want to know, of course, react to the touchdown. Oh, he scored. Yeah. And then you're sitting there wherever you were watching the 2-point play. Unfold it for me.
Oh, I mean, hands on the head, like, what's happening? What are we doing? And then it starts, and it's like, what are we doing? And, you see the play develop, and it ends up being a miraculous play call from a true wizard up there in the booth. Yeah, no, when the pitch happened, it was like getting too damn cute with it. There I go. And then you see him find Cuevas there, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was awesome. That was a gorgeous play. It was, they've had that one in the back pocket, I think, for a while. That's probably been one of their, break glass in case of emergency plays. And it worked out perfectly.
You know what's going to happen next off that same exact play. You're going to have
Caden Proctor.
You had they shifted Daniel Hill into the quarterback role. He handed it to Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson rolls out. Well, on the back end of the play is Ryan coming around, basically running a reverse, and so his reverse action sent all the defense to the left side as Cuevas is following Ty's track, and so he finds bam, hits him. Mm-hmm. What's going to end up happening is he's going to flip that thing to Ryan Williams, and Ryan's either going to get an end around opportunity, or Ryan's going to pop up and throw it himself, and it's just like, what do you do?
Yeah. I don't know what you do. Did you see? And for the life of me, I cannot remember what team it was this weekend, but they did something that I thought was really cool. They line up. I think it was a 2-point play as well. Maybe it was a goal line play, and they line up. 2 tackles, trade places right at the start of the play, and they shift the whole offensive line. And as they're doing that, the quarterback and the running back just take one step to the right. Quarterback lines up behind the guard. Running back lines up behind the center. Nobody notices it. Takes a wildcat snap, and I think he threw a little pop pass for a touchdown or two. It was so sweet, and it just kind of reminded me of this, of just like the wizardry that you can utilize on these 2-point plays. Like those are the kinds of things that separate elite coordinators from just good coordinators. Grubb is an elite coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, we can argue and cry and complain about the running game, and we will, because that's what I wrote about today for the BamaCentral cover. I looked at the 6 rushes that were 2 yards or less, and I really threw in a 7th as a bonus because I thought Jam grinded out an extra yard. It should have been stopped, but
it's just going to be bad this year. I mean, he's going to have a bad running game
unless you can play offensive guard.
You know, I don't. I think Bama at this point is just going to have to operate knowing we might get 75 yards on the ground today.
Yeah, I think that, goodness gracious, the complaints about the running game are all valid, but for Ryan Grubb to continuously through the year basically say, well, this ain't working, let me go down to my bag of tricks and Rolodex. We asked Coach DeBoer afterwards just how I think it was Mike Rodak asking him how many of those plays that he's got. He's like, well, the bag is deep. It's pretty, and we're adding more every week is what he said.
Yeah. I hope that they just have a meeting of the minds once a week, and it's just all of the offensive staff
taking
Kalen DeBoer on a whiteboard. Yeah, sure, that works. Maybe a little some aids for thinking a bit,
right?
And they just draw up the wildest plays.
What if we did this?
Yeah,
no, surely that won't work.
That's every Wednesday at 7:00 or something. They all meet together in that horribly ugly office that Kalen DeBoer has that looks like it came out of a corporate ad.
They make them all. They bring a bunch of beers up there, and they bring a bunch of pizza. Greasy food, something to get to make them just feel.
Yeah, and they stay
bunch of barbecue nachos
until the next morning.
And it's like, what if we did this? And you're not drinking enough beer.
How else could we use Caden Proctor?
Oh my gosh! Okay, take me to your Caden Proctor reaction because I hated it this week. And Theo slammed me saying, "Oh, you only hated it for the result," but I thought the process was bad. You can't have him stepping laterally first. We got to go forward.
I think I'm in agreement with you. I mean, I like the thought process. I continue to like the thought process of, hey, let's get this guy involved in more ways than just on the offensive line. But I think you're exactly right. You need him just getting downhill as quickly as possible, and that was not that. He's not. The guy is still 360 pounds. He still can't move like a running back. I know that he's got some nimble footwork. He had that little, jump over the guy, almost scored 2 weeks ago. But he's not a running back.
Yeah. All right. So taking me to the defensive side. What did you think of the defense? Because I saw a huge mixed reaction to Alabama's defensive performance this week. So where did Mason Woods land?
I mean, it was kind of just up and down for me, and I think that's kind of the way it's been for a lot of the season, where they do really good things. They'll get 2, maybe not even 2 full drives of good defensive play back to back, but you get 4, 5, 6 plays where it's like, okay. And then, nope, here's a chunk play. Here's an explosive. And I don't really know how you stop it. The Nick Harbor play, I think we all kind of expected that to happen maybe once in the game. So I wasn't super upset about that one. But you let mediocre running backs kind of run all over you, and I wasn't stoked about that. I don't know. I'm kind of in the same boat with the defense that I was with Ty Simpson. We're like, it wasn't horrible. You did what you needed to do to win, but I wasn't overly impressed either. Maybe, B-, C+ kind of performance, maybe even a little worse.
Yeah, I said 89 yesterday.
Yeah.
I said 89 because of the pick 6 you got on the board.
The pick 6 is certainly huge, but you were kind of handed that.
Yeah, I mean, it bounced right off of face on.
And then Justin Jefferson making the play to keep him up. That was
sweet. He said, "You ain't falling. You're not falling today."
I love that.
And Deontay Lawson, the hero play at the end to rip it out. I'll give him a lot of credit for that.
I probably got to give some more credit for that. That was a hell of a play.
Golly. And
then yelling at Tim Keene.
Hey, you're on the ball, buddy. You're on the ball right there. You're hip.
Oh.
And then they come out of the pile.
Yeah. It's great. That was great. I'd probably be with you. Maybe leaning closer to that B+ area.
Yeah, still missed a bunch of tackles, 16 missed tackles for Pro Football Focus,
Yeah.
but
Moore's a hard guy to bring down. I get it.
yeah. So when I rewatched the running game today, really late last night, early this morning, I went to bed about midnight and woke up about 4 to knock it out. And so it was great to do that, but it was a really, really discouraging watch. It was just 7 plays. I just looked at the 7 plays. I looked at the 6 plays that was 2 yards or fewer from the running backs, and I threw in one Jam Miller 3-yard rush just because I thought it was close enough to complain about. But Jam's biggest run of the day, 31 yards, gets negated by penalty. And man, what are we feeling if Jam's rushing for 13 carries for, what was it? He ended up with 13 carries or 10.
I've got it here, 10 for 26.
10 for 26, right. What are we feeling if he's ending up at 10 carries for 56 yards? Because it was 57 yards. I mean, I think better.
I think it depends on if you watch the game. If you just saw that stat line, you'd be like, all right, yeah, solid. But if you watched it, okay, well, over half of that came off one play. He was not really efficient as a running back.
Yeah.
But I
don't think it's the running back's fault.
It's not his fault. That's exactly where it's not his fault. The offensive line cannot run block
at all.
They're I don't know. They're too slow. They're too
right.
They don't move well. I know that we just got done talking about Caden Proctor and his impressive offensive ability, using him as a gadget, whatever. But like, the offensive line is slow. They do not move very well. They don't get out of their stance quick. That's why they're good at pass blocking, because they just get back and they can wait on a guy to come to them. But when they have to be active, they can't really get it done.
Exactly that. And what I saw a lot of was defensive stunting. I'm starting in the B gap. Well, on the snap, I'm moving to the A gap.
That twist.
Right. I'm moving to the A gap, and you're too slow to stop me from getting there. And I'm going to create penetration. I mean, I know that the strength and conditioning staff really, really complimented Cam Dewberry for losing weight and getting into some sort of game shape, but not good. Not quick enough, not good enough for this league.
No.
And he's out of eligibility right after this.
I believe so.
So you're going to have a real huge turnover in the next cycle, in the next off-season cycle, whether it be the ascension of William Sanders, all this offensive line shuffling that we've seen this year, it's because you don't have 2 guards that you can count on. Jaden Roberts is a big son of a gun and physical, but on the handful of plays that went his way that messed up, I mean, he's blocking the wrong guy or not blocking an A guy at all. One of the rushes, Jam Miller gets stopped on a halfback draw. Well, Monkel Goodwine basically splits Brailsford and Roberts. Roberts doesn't even touch him. Doesn't even give his buddy a hand. He just takes off to the second level looking for work and doesn't find any. But Goodwine ends up beating Brailsford and getting into the backfield for a sack. The 3 former Alabama players, they played their rear ends off against the run. Now Ty obviously ended up winning the game, and they carved them up in the end. Yeah. But against the run, Nick Barnett, not a former Alabama player, but Monkel Goodwine, Justin Okoronkwo, and Sean Murphy, they played their rear ends off against the run. They played with a lot of heart, a lot of guts, and really just sticking their faces into places and deciding, I'm going in this gap and you're not going to stop me. I don't know what you do. I don't know if you have any answers on the roster for how do we fix the run game. How do you fix you're either just going to accept the rest of the year that Alabama's going to run 5 times up the middle for 1 yard a pop, for 2 yards a pop, and you're just doing it just to make the defense think, hey, it could be a run up the middle. I think you got to incorporate some other concepts, some pin and pull, probably. Even the one wide zone they ran a stretch zone for Daniel Hill, and Nick Barnett crosses Cam Dewberry's face from the backside, crosses Dewberry's face from the backside, chases downhill. Dewberry never gets his hands on him, never really moves him. And, the front side of the wide zone is getting blocked pretty well. And so he's kind of waiting, being patient, trying to look for, but boom, caught from behind, just 1 yard loss. And it's just like, what are we doing here, guys? Yeah. You cannot get any real production out of the either guard spot, right or left guard spot. And you didn't have Gino Vandermark to play this past week because of game time decision, little injury. Just really, really, really concerning from the guard spot. And you're going to put a lot of weight on Ty Simpson the rest of this year.
Yeah, you are. Ty's going to be throwing the ball a lot the rest of this year. I don't think that you are going to really ever find your run game at this rate. I don't have much confidence that they will find their run game. And I'm looking, you mentioned have some overturn at offensive line going into next season. Like, I'm looking at these guys, they're all just as damn big. Like, I
like William Sanders.
You've got a few guys that are hovering around that where we think you maybe need to be that like 305 to 315 range. But like, I'm looking at Rock Montgomery, he's up 330 on the roster. I'm looking at Casey Poe, 322. And it's just like, why are we getting these guys? This Michael Carroll is already 321, true freshman. Like, why are we making them this big? Cut it down a little bit. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about.
315 is good. 315 is fine.
Plenty.
Right.
More than enough.
It was with a little agility and some pad level. Because you're not playing with very good pad.
Dewberry's 320.
Dewberry's not playing with good pad level at all. He's playing too high. He's not agile enough to get down in a stance. And you're getting guys, defensive linemen are just committing to firing off the ball low. And I'm going to fire off the ball low, and I'll fire off the ball right through you.
Ionata and Sanders, those are they're both.
I like
they're
those
both,
guys.
Yeah, 306 and 308. Those need those to be your guards next year.
Yeah, I like
Let's
those
keep
guys.
them there and keep them athletic.
Joe might play center.
That'd be fine too. Because I'm looking at Braille, and obviously these all fluctuate. Braille, they're not actually playing at exactly what they're listed at, but like even Brailsford's only listed at 290.
Yeah.
They are too damn big.
Yeah, so I'm concerned about the running game. You can read about the actual breakdown of those 7 plays on BamaCentral.com, right there on the cover. I basically, 2 weeks ago.
Where's Arkella Nuglam been this year?
He's so developmental.
I guess that is all it is.
He's so.
I mean, we can't even see the guy. I forgot he even existed until I just saw his name.
At this point, coach, just try them all.
Fire.
Just try whoever.
I mean, you're not getting anything out of your starters.
Olas can barely get on the field.
Man, I don't know. Something has to give with the offensive line. You can't just keep trotting out the same crap every week because that's what you're getting out of them.
Mason Woods, I did the average already this morning. What do you think Alabama is averaging rushing against the Power 4? Oh, Power 4 only. Throw out that ULM 273. You don't get that nice little outlier.
Is it under 3?
Excuse me?
Did you ask yards per rush? Or
No. Just average yards against Power 4 opponents.
Oh, just like total offense?
Mm-hmm,
Lordy. 250?
Oh, total. Okay, yeah, maybe higher for total, but just rushing yards as well.
Okay.
Yeah, just
rushing 70.
That's not terrible. That's not terrible because 108 yards.
That's better than I would have thought.
They've averaged on the ground. Now, the running backs are averaging 77.2 yards. So you're right on line there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're using Jeremy, you're using just, random player
you're
X,
kind
Y,
of doing
Z.
the same thing you had to do last year a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Hey, we don't have a great running game with running backs, so Jalen Milroe save us.
Yeah.
And super freak Jalen Milroe, I'm going to give you 80 yards rushing, 120 yards rushing, 300 yards against LSU, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he was a super athlete. Like, Jeremy's good. Golly, it's a problem to me.
It is. And the later you get in the season, when you have to play better and better teams, it will get exposed. Like, you're not taking that offense and beating Ohio State.
No.
That offense isn't beating that defense.
No, not at all. And like, I like you, Ty, and I like the wide receivers.
Yeah.
But you're not getting any time. Have you seen that edge rusher they have? Oh my gosh, I'll have to think of his do the R-Lads, but they have an edge rusher who is a cyborg. Oh my gosh,
I believe it.
R-Lads, Ohio State. I'll recognize the name when I see it.
I mean, that is kind of the that's your baseline. Like, I think
Arvell Reese.
Okay.
Arvell Reese. He plays inside backer and he plays edge rusher in key downs. Like, he is. If the Bears can't get Reuben Bain. It's Arvell Reese or die. Like he is insane. Like he's got great strength. Oh my gosh, he's a cyborg, and not anyone I want any of our offensive linemen to tangle with.
Exactly, that guy's eating Alabama's lunch probably. And I feel like that's where Ohio State's the best team in the country. I don't think anybody's really debating that. They have completely decimated everyone they've played, and it looks like they're not even really trying that hard out there most of the time. That's the team to beat. Like you gotta, and I don't think this team. I think it's a pretty ugly game if those two teams play. I think Ohio State probably wins it pretty handily.
Bama's defense hangs in there a bit, but
their defense
17-3
suffocate Alabama
20-3.
Yes,
24-7.
Yeah, I mean you'd be lucky to get a touchdown, and it's probably a bomb that you get. You connect.
I'm going 24-7 right now. Is kind of what I'm feeling.
Yeah. You have to be able to find a run game because that is what opens everything.
Because Ryan Day will just play the patient game on offense and just say we'll choke you out.
Mm-hmm.
It'll happen. Let these hands just slowly close.
Ohio State will completely dominate a team in every facet of the game and win 20-3, like you just said.
Yeah, just like they did against. I mean, they beat Texas,
beat them like a yeah.
So. And Texas hadn't been proven good, but like I think
good fun, not a good win. I mean, Mississippi State is, but
how about Brandon Walker going nuts? Barstool Sports.
That was tough. I saw that video. Hate that for that guy.
Our buddy Stingray wasn't happy. He texted me. He wasn't happy that he got mentioned this week. Did you see this? Dave Portnoy was making fun of Brandon Walker, and he's going, "Oh, people are saying you're Stingray 2.0," and Brandon Walker was getting mad about it, and Stingray said, "How dare they?" And how dare they? There's only one Stingray.
So. I saw somebody talking about that Mississippi State needs to fire Jeff Lebby after that game.
No,
I was like, "Are you insane? This is the most competitive they've been in 5 years.
Give him some more time. Let him get some more talent."
Cooking.
Yeah. It's a process. It's a process.
It's impossible to get instant results at Alabama. Kalen DeBoer last year. You think you're going to get instant results at Mississippi State? Come on, people.
Go Dogs. More cowbell. Dang-a-lang-a-lang.
I part of me wants to go see a game there one day, but I also know that's got to be the worst sound ever.
My ears will be ringing for 4 days.
Yeah.
And we're going back there soon. Ugh. We're going back there consistently soon for 4 years, for two of the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So we'll get our taste. Absolutely. We'll get our taste right there. All right. What you want to do with this bye week, Mason? You want to start talking about LSU and just the drama?
Woo!
We don't need to talk about them on the field, but just the drama. We go, family. We fired Brian Kelly. Did you see him yesterday in a Mexican restaurant eating by himself?
I saw somebody say, he threw that large cheese dip on there without thinking about it.
Heck yeah. Let me have 3 tacos.
Oh, man. Yeah. He got him. He probably got him a pitcher, a margarita pitcher.
That's right.
Had a great night. Yeah, I mean, things are good. This is the worst that they've been in Baton Rouge. If you thought the end of the Coach O saga was bad, I feel like this is infinitely worse right now. It feels like all of your players hate the current state of the program.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like all of your former players hate the current state of the program. And it feels like maybe all of your future players hate the current state of the program right now. I would not be shocked to see, dozens of LSU players entering the transfer portal, dozens of commits decommitting. Things are bad. And unless they hire a really game-changing coach, like whoever you want to, I think John Summerall is kind of a hot name right now, which I think that'd be a home run hire. But unless you can bring somebody in to truly fix things, it's going to continue to just get worse and worse and worse.
43 years old, John Summerall, 15-6 overall, but he was at Troy as well. Okay, so
he saved Tulane.
38-10 as a career record. 12-2, 11-2, 9-5. They're currently 6-1. That'd be a nice little hire. Knows the area, knows what it means.
Yeah, certainly.
But we're going to be playing an interim head coach. I wonder if this is the most inspired LSU is going to look in all year long.
I think it probably will be. I think it's a lot of players who are going to be playing to say, look at how much that guy was holding me back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You will get LSU's best effort for certainly if you're Alabama this next week.
firing half their coaching staff, so it's just going to be the coaching staff that stays there. Frank Wilson is the interim head coach. He was the associate head coach and running backs coach since 2022. He has been promoted to interim head coach. Spent some time at LSU 2010 to 2015. Was at UTSA and McNeese State as a head coach. So he's going to be the man calling the shots against Alabama in 2 weeks. His career record is 26-40. UTSA and McNeese State. What do you expect?
Sure.
19-29, 7-11, 19-29 in 1, 2, 3, and 4 years at UTSA, 7-11 in 2 years at McNeese State. So that's what's coming into Tuscaloosa. Man, what do you think? What's the state of these jobs? I mean, John Summerall, you just mentioned, is one of the hottest names.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got
what's
Florida.
The best job available? Right
it's
now?
LSU's the best job.
LSU.
LSU's the best job available because they've got the culture, they've got the recruiting base of Louisiana.
I saw somebody say on Twitter yesterday, and I think I really agree with them because it's not like this a lot of other places, but at LSU, that's one of the few places in the country where the kids are committing to be LSU Tigers. They're not committing to play for whatever coach is there. Say what you will about Alabama. The last 15 years, those kids were committing to play for Nick Saban. Mm-hmm. They weren't committing to wear that A on their jersey.
Yes.
LSU, those kids are committing to wear that Tiger. Those kids are committing to wear the purple and gold. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just some aura surrounding that program.
Hold that tiger.
Whereas if you can just
hold that tiger.
If you know that culture a bit, which Brian Kelly never did,
hold that tiger. Don't let him go.
Very well there. There's a reason Coach O did good there.
Yeah, your last 3 coaches won a national championship, and I don't really think that Les Miles and Coach O are super geniuses.
No. You look at their records outside of their time at LSU, and it was not great.
And I don't shoot me, but I think Coach Saban was always a hell of a recruiter, and the defensive scheme was always great. But was he always? I mean, he was pretty straightforward in-game coach. It was, we're just going to beat you with talent a lot of the time, and the talent was so super high.
Yeah, it was never a lot of going deep into the bag to pull some tricks out.
Right. I saw somebody reach out to me and was like, well, they didn't start getting good players until Saban got there. And I was like, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's 2000. That's 2001. That's 25 years of good players.
Yeah.
That means that the kids right now who you're recruiting have only seen good players go to LSU. Have only seen Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Have only seen is it Richard Jefferson? You've only seen Jamarcus Shepard. I mean, Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell, who went number 1. I mean, he was a good player at LSU. Busted out in the NFL. You saw Glenn Dorsey. I mean, Jacob Hester was great. Honey Badger don't care.
Pete.
Right.
Oh, God.
Maurice Claiborne.
Oh my God, there's so many good players.
Right.
It's crazy. Yeah, LSU recruits itself.
So
you just got to be competent and not super standoffish and apparently really rude to people like Brian Kelly was.
Exactly. That's where I think I think Brian Kelly's a fine X's and O's guy and a fine statistician, strategian, strategist. That's what I'm looking for. I think he's a fine strategist, but
nobody likes him.
You've got to be a leader of men to a degree. And you can't be just pawning off things to your assistant coaches all the time.
I read a story this morning of a former player talking about his time there. And he's like, me and Coach Kelly, it never went past, hey, how are you this morning? Never had one meeting with him. No, he never even talked to me by my name. The way that they operate seemingly is just Brian Kelly is this untouchable puppet master. And he sends all the assistants to do all of these team meetings, everything. That's crazy. You have not garnered that level of respect, Brian Kelly.
Not at all. Not at all. And you're hearing people about who's the young man who either got sick or he broke his neck.
That he never even went to visit in the hospital or anything, never sent anything to his family. Yeah, crazy.
Nuts.
Greg Brooks.
Nuts. He just gives me the ick in a big way, and everybody likes to.
I think people have seen the hashtags this weekend.
Yeah, Brian Kelly killed a kid.
Hashtag BKKK.
Yeah, right. And it's like, yeah, yikes.
I mean, yeah, you just the Matt LaFleur and Robert Saleh story.
I'm gonna make them shovel
He invites them to this dinner party only to have them show up and then say you're parking everybody's cars and shoveling snow. That's crazy. And that was at Central Michigan.
That's nuts.
Brian Kelly is a bad person, I believe. And I think that's probably why his football tenure at LSU did not go well.
Yeah, I believe that as well. I need to go back and download the visiting press conference from 2023 when Jaden Daniels got hurt and Jalen Milroe ran all over him here at home. And I got the first or the second question of the press conference, and it was a scrum style. I go, oh, what happened with Jalen Milroe? And he was just like, well. And I'm just like, yeah.
I mean, you know,
I went into that press conference trying to
get a moment
to poke him. I don't do that to many coaches, but I was like, I'm going into this press conference. What question can I ask this guy to start spinning the needle?
Last year or maybe the year before when the reporter like walked into the press conference a little bit late and
last year.
Oh, well, we we're in this around here. We fine people $10 for being late or something, and she just kind of chimed back with, "Well, maybe if you won, I'd be on time."
Yeah.
Oh,
good job, girl.
Yeah,
well
man.
Done.
I don't know.
We won the game. You're in here talking about running the football. Did you not see? We won the game.
Yeah, man.
You got to treat people with some modicum of respect.
I don't think that he gets another big time Power 5 job. I think he gets a Power 5 job, but I don't think it's a big one. I don't even know if he gets big. I don't know if he's big. I don't even know if he gets Arkansas.
Woo, big. I
feel like
he doesn't have enough humility to go to Arkansas.
No, I don't know. Yeah,
he's calling. He's on the phone right now with Florida, saying,
and they don't want him.
No, yeah,
he's a Virginia Tech level coach right now, and he thinks he's too good for that. So I don't know that he's going to coach again until maybe a big Power 5 job comes calling, because I don't know if I am an AD right now, there's zero chance I'm making a call to Brian Kelly to be my next coach.
No, exactly. Not with everything that's spoiling, and not with the way that he led. I mean, you got Notre Dame close a couple of times, but I'm not a fan.
It's just you had infinitely more resources to your disposal at LSU, and you did worse than you did at Notre Dame. Your track record's not great, BK.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting this week. Tomorrow, we're going to get the SEC coaches teleconference call, and I'm assuming Frank Wilson's going to be on the call for LSU. I'm going to probably try my best to ask Coach DeBoer about the run blocking tomorrow, because it's horrific for me.
Coach, why your guards suck?
Coach, what do y'all think you're going to do about the running game?
We won the game.
Coach, you think you're putting too much pressure on Ty Simpson?
Pressure makes diamonds. Coach,
South Carolina played single high the whole night because they knew you weren't going to run the ball. What are you going to do to get them back? Get these teams back in a split safety look so Ty Simpson can cook?
I hope it's something.
I don't really know what it's going to be, but I think I'm going to ask him somehow, some way about the running game, about the offensive line. I'm sure somebody's going to ask him about Geno's health and about Isaiah Horton's health. Both those guys Geno didn't play, and Isaiah went out in the middle of the game, sitting on the sidelines pretty much with a leg up the rest of the day. So lots to ask Coach DeBoer tomorrow on the SEC coaches teleconference. The guys are off today. They're going to have a practice tomorrow. Again, they'll be back to practice tomorrow, 9:30. And then we'll do the teleconference, and we'll have player availability on Thursday. Thursday we'll have offensive and defensive players at 12:15. So you can see that on the BamaCentral YouTube channel. Their practice is at 10:40 or so. And then they get Friday and Saturday off. So we want to soak up the bye week. Just how much of the performance, before we move on and play our game, Mason, how much of the performance do you think is attributed to fifth game in 5 weeks, fifth SEC game in 5 weeks, third road game in 5 weeks? How much of that, I mean, we're getting the bye week right now. How much of the offense doesn't look so good is attributed to, man, these guys need a bye week?
I think it's a lot. I think that's a good chunk of it. I think even after the bye week, you're still going to have issues running the ball. So like that still that's still a consistent issue with this football team. But I do think that just that gauntlet of a stretch there, getting to the end of it, you're going to be worn down. Guys are banged up a little bit. This week will be very big, just to, it's not injuries. It's just guys being hurt. It's guys that are playing through little nicks and bruises and things like that get better on the bye week. And then they're back 100%. That's what you really need here. And I think that's what you'll get from Alabama, because that stretch leading into this was brutal.
All right, so let's play a little game here on the Joe Gaither Show. You guys can call on the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800. If you want to do that, leave us a comment. Actually, before we do, let's address this. Cameron Metzger joining us on the Facebook comments. Is it safe to say it's time to move on from the O-line coach? You're a year and a half into the Chris Kapilich project, and I'm not one to call for jobs, but yeah, Cameron, I am right there thinking the same thoughts.
I think it's a thought. I think you maybe give him a chance to. I mean, because it's still holdover guys, kind of. It's not. Let him get the guys that they recruited, and then maybe see if it changes. I think
Jackson Lloyd.
Yeah,
Jackson Lloyd, where are you?
Get in there. We've seen what Michael Carroll can do, so I don't know. I maybe wouldn't pull the trigger yet on it, but I do think there's probably a conversation to be had.
I'm starting to feel that way, Cameron. I am. But, we'll see what Jackson Lloyd has. For Jackson, Michael Carroll, Micah DeBoer, he's going to end up playing guard, isn't he?
Probably.
Yeah. And then it'll be William Sanders and Joe Ionata. There you go. There's your 5.
I like that. I'm not mad at that.
Maybe. Hopefully. We'll see. Unless we go into the transfer portal and pull somebody out.
Wouldn't be shocked if they try to do that as well.
I wouldn't either. But if you go to the portal, that's a nice way to say it. Don't get somebody who's overweight.
Don't get a project.
Right.
Yeah. Don't bring in a project player. This is a team that needs finishing pieces.
That's right. That's exactly right. Pay them, save the money. All the discount money can go to the freshmen and the recruiting class that unproven. But if you're going to pay the money in the transfer portal, go get finished products.
Yeah.
All right, let's play our game. And Cameron, you may want to play with us here as we set this up. We're going to take the Twitter comments that we've seen over the last couple of weeks, or especially this week. What Alabama player would you add to this roster? So be thinking about it. What Alabama player do you want to add to this roster? Well, excuse me, what former Alabama player do you want to add to this roster? I've got a couple names in mind. I think Mason's got a few names in mind that he's been banting about. So let's get into that game here in just a minute. But first, we want to remind you the program is brought to you by Strength Roofing and Siding. When severe weather strikes, your roof is your first line of defense. Storms with high winds, heavy rain, and hail can cause serious damage that isn't always visible from the ground. At Strength Roofing and Siding, we specialize in storm and hail damage, roof repair, and restoration across central Mississippi and Alabama, providing fast inspections, expert repairs, and insurance claim support to help you recover quickly and protect your home. A professional assessment from a trusted roofer is essential. With over 45 years serving Alabama and Mississippi, Strength Roofing and Siding provides expert storm damage, roof repair, and replacement. Call them right now for your free no-risk inspection at 205-858-9050. We're going to have Zach Guffey join us tomorrow on the program. He'll tell you where all he's been. Last week, dealing with a metal roof, dealing with a shingle roof in the West Alabama area. We'll see if he got outside the West Alabama area because Strength Roofing and Siding serves the entire state and Mississippi. Call them today at 205-858-9050. They will come out, check on your roof, give you an assessment, let you know if you're good, let you know if you got some problem areas, or let you know if the whole roof needs to be replaced. Then they'll work with your insurance company to make sure that everything goes smoothly. So call them today at 205-858-9050. Strength Roofing and Siding. All right, let's keep it going. We're going to play a little game here. You can join us on the comment section, or you can call us on a voicemail line. What former Alabama player do you want to add to this roster? 205-462-7340, extension 800, or you can join us on the comments or Facebook side like Cameron Metzger just did, asking about the offensive line coach. I've got several names. You've seen all the popular names. We want Amari Cooper. We want Derrick Henry. We want, who is it? We want Mika Fitzpatrick.
Will Anderson was the one I think I saw the most this weekend.
Will Anderson, of course. Yeah, we want the Terminator, edge rusher.
I went back and watched his highlights from that season. We were so spoiled. I mean, come on. He was so stupidly good, folks. If you just need a little time, need to kill 10, 15 minutes or so, go pop that video up on the YouTube. You will have a great time. I guarantee it.
100 some odd tackles from the edge position. Just totally erasing one side of an offense.
It was insane.
Absolutely, and making offense's game plan. Hey, we're gonna block. We're gonna send a chip. We're gonna send two guys over there.
So that's an obvious pick, but it's too easy.
It is too easy. What do you think, Mason? Because I've got one name that's stuck in my brain, and I can't think of another one that I think. And it's probably I'm probably infected from the film study that I saw this morning. But I've got one name. Why don't you go first, and then we'll see. We'll see if you like who I'm thinking of.
I've gone back and forth on this throughout this whole first 50 minutes of the show here, trying to think. I've got 3 guys in mind that I don't know who I want most, but I think I'm going to have to do it and give me Ferrari Foster. Give me Reuben Foster on this defense. Give definition of a dog. Like, you need a guy that's going to be your MFer out there talking trash, talking smack to people, getting on guys when they make mistakes and things like that's Reuben Foster. And then also, he's going to knock out the opposing team's quarterback probably because he sent him spinning in the air into a pirouette. Give me Foster. The other 2 guys I was really heavily considering, both defensive guys, Pat Surtain and Jonathan Allen. I think either of those would be great. Pat Surtain I moved off of a little bit just because, I do like what Alabama has in the cornerback room and the secondary overall. I think you got a good group there. So you don't necessarily need anybody else, but I wouldn't turn down Patrick Surtain. It's the greatest cornerback I've ever seen play. So yeah, those would probably be my honorable mentions there, but no, my 1-1 is Reuben Foster. Has to be.
Yeah, you stick Reuben Foster right next to Deontay Lawson.
Oh,
because Lawson's gotten better.
Lawson has found a little bit of that the last 3-4 games especially.
He's getting better. Still missing some tackles. Still a little, stepping some in the wrong direction. But you got to acknowledge, I know we were really hard on him in the summer and really hard on him the first couple of weeks of the year. I think that you need to acknowledge that he is improving. And that's
that knee injury.
Exactly. To be expected with the knee injury. For me, I'll take the suspense right out of it. I think there's only one name that's in my head, and it's Chance Warmack.
I'm running through the Saban 250 here from Chris Walsh, and that was a name that did jump out at me as like, ooh, that could be interesting.
You put Chance Warmack at left guard.
Oh, man.
And, Jaden Roberts, whoever you've been rotating a right guard, Jaden, Gino Vandermark. But you just erase all of this left guard movement, and you make the left side of the line Chance Warmack and Caden Proctor. Yeah. You got a mean offensive line that you're actually running the behind.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think that would – because, you mentioned people saying Derrick Henry. Like, I love Derrick Henry.
But he needed 4 yards of room to get going.
Derrick Henry is not doing anything behind this offensive line.
Right. He's getting tripped up at the line. Yeah. He's getting ankle swiped a yard in the backfield.
He's got to build up a little bit of steam. He needs the help from the offensive line. There was a reason that he struggled his first little bit in the NFL, and it's because Titans didn't have a great offensive line. He wasn't running super hard. It's a combination of things, but the offensive line really has a lot to do with his success.
Yeah. So I think it's it's not Cam Robinson, and it's not who's the JUCO that came in? Yeah, DJ Fluker. That might be one. It might be one, but DJ played tackle. But I guess you could just tell him, hey, you're playing guard. I think what you need is an offensive guard in a bad way. You can pick any of the great quarterbacks that you had, Bryce, Tua, Mac, whoever you want, Jalen, but Ty's giving you basically the same thing, give or take. It's not Bryce level, but he's giving you high level production. You could pick a running back, sure, but you're still dealing with a bad offensive line. These 3 wide receivers are as good as, they're not Jameson Williams and they're not Amari Cooper, but they're in the category of, hey, that trio is just as good as any trio that you've had.
I take Landon Dickerson and just put him at guard.
Sure. I think that's another great pick. I think maybe I'm just poisoned by what I saw this weekend and poisoned by the film study that I did this morning. But I think that you're badly missing a butt kicker on the offensive line. Caden's been better, but I agree with your assessment. He struggled with speed this past week against Brian Thomas Jr. and Dylan Stewart. Wilkin also been better, but still struggling a little bit. But for me, it's inside out. It's an inside out problem. And if you can't run the ball through the middle, it's just a frustrating situation. So Ty, you just gotta, hey man, it's all on you. The average down and distance this past week, 16 third downs. 16 third downs. What do you think the average down and distance was?
7.3 yards.
A little higher than it was. It was 6.5. Because you had a couple that were 1 and 3, but you had some that are 11, 7. It's not good. And so you're asking Ty Simpson to be a hero. And so far, he's done that through 8 games, particularly in 7 of them. He was fine in the Florida State game, but not hero level. You're asking him to play hero level football, and while I have confidence in him to be able to, mostly be able to keep doing that, is there any way that you can take 1 pound of pressure off his shoulders? Is there any way you could take just a little bit of responsibility off him with a running game? And so for me, it's adding one of these great offensive linemen. Yeah, I think Landon Dickerson's a great pick. I was stuck on Chance Warmack just because of the big belly.
I might have to take Will Reichard the more I think about this.
Me.
Give me nothing but just automatic kicks from 45 and in. I'll take it.
How are you feeling if that 3rd and 10 play gets stopped for 4 yards and it's 4th and 6? You're kicking. It was from the 25, so you're from 21 plus 17 is 38, right? So you're kicking a 38-yarder to win the game.
Hey, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if Will Reichard's back there,
right? With Connor Talty, with how
Connor Talty. Good God, no! Do not ever leave anything up to a kicker. With like that's mean to Connor Talty, sure. And he's not as bad as I think people make him out to be. But do not ever leave a game in his hands.
But you don't trust him.
No, do not leave a game in his hands.
The drive was starting to come down to it. And Katie was sitting 2 seats over from me. I got out of my seat and I whispered to her, "Don't you leave this drive on Connor's foot." And she just,
and I think the coaches know that. I think they know that.
Which is why we're going to call this sicko play on 3rd and 10, and you're going to send you all to the left as we go back to the right and go down the rail.
Yeah, I think they know, and they operate as if they just don't have a kicker.
Oh, unbelievable. Let's see. Cameron Metzger, yeah, he hit what you said earlier. Quinnen Williams on defense. Yes.
Golly.
And Cyrus Kwanjo on offense. Another great one.
Yeah.
Another great one. Move Michael Carroll back to guard if you get Cyrus Kwanjo on this team.
We get Bradley Bozeman in here.
Bozeman? Yeah, we'll like that for sure.
I'm just trying to think of guards now.
Yeah, Cameron, I love your pick. Quinnen Williams.
Quinnen Williams would be disgusting.
Right. You put him next to Tim Keenan. Because James Smith, again, like I think I said this yesterday, he had a couple of splash plays and then a couple, what the bleep are you doing, sir? What are we jumping off sides in crucial mode? Jumped off sides on the play right before Deontay Lawson's fumble. Jumped off sides on the first 3rd down of the game, giving him a free first down. Like James just needs a little bit more refinement and some more consistency. Quinnen Williams that last year was just like, you need to send two jokers at me because one is not enough.
Yeah, you double team him. He's still getting the pressure. He might not get the sack. Might not get a hand on him. He can get some pressure.
Yeah, if Quinnen Williams is on this team, you open up Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, and Kai Hill Green for just to eat behind him because it's just disrupting on the offensive line. I think Quinnen Williams is a great pick.
I do love that one.
I like your Ferrari Foster pick.
I think Rolando McClain would also be a good one. Basically, either him or Reuben Foster, one of those two. I just love a dog inside linebacker, a guy that we've talked about a lot, who is going to mother bleep the rest of the team into submission, basically.
into doing your job. Yeah. Hey, all you got to do is this, or I'll beat you up. And okay,
yeah, I just we said Deontay Lawson maybe has taken on that role a little bit. I think Tim Keenan maybe held that a bit. There's a couple guys on the team, but you don't really have the one.
So that's going to do it for the game. For the game. If you want to leave us a voicemail, we'd love to take your voicemail. What former Alabama player would you like? John Hanna. We'll go way back in the annals of the day.
We get J.C. Latham and just put him on the right tackle and then have like the 2 baddest tackles in the land.
Wasn't Dwight Stevenson big time center in Coach Bryant's day? So we could ask Dwight Stevenson if he just wants to play guard. I'd be game with that as well. So we appreciate everybody watching us today, listening to us on the BamaCentral YouTube channel, on your favorite podcast platform. We really appreciate Strength Roofing and Siding. Call them today for your free roof inspection at 205-858-9050. They'll come out and check out your roof very, very soon. Make sure you are prepared for life's next storm. Call Derek Daniel for all your insurance needs, 205-758-3391. Or if you just want to talk baseball with him, all your insurance needs in baseball at 205-758-3391. 888-866-3391. Derek Daniel, State Farm Insurance. We've had a lot of fun. We'll have Zach Guffey join us tomorrow. We'll create some more conversations as we move through this bye week right here, getting you ready for Alabama LSU. Oh, man, what's your favorite LSU memory? Be thinking about that. Be thinking about your favorite, because I got a couple that I'm really, as a student, as a post-student, before I got back into school, moment. A lot of great LSU memories that we should talk about tomorrow on the program. We've been in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios, and this has been the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com.